Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 7, The Sacrifice Performed by Daksha, Text 53. Yata pumana swangeshu Shriya panyadishu kvachit Parakya-buddhim kurute Evam bhuteshu matpara Yata pumana swangeshu Shriya panyadishu kvachit Parakya-buddhim kurute Evam bhuteshu matpara Yata pumana swangeshu Shriya panyadishu kvachit Parakya-buddhim kurute Evam bhuteshu matpara in his own body. Between the head and the hands. And other parts of the body. Kvachit. Sometimes. Parakya-buddhim. Differentiation. Kurute. Make. Evam. Thus. Bhuteshu. Among living entities. Matparaha. My devotee. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. A person with average intelligence does not think the head and other parts of the body to be separate. Similarly, my devotee does not differentiate Vishnu, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, from anything or any living entity. Purport. Whenever there is disease in any parts of the body, the whole body takes care of the ailing part. Similarly, a devotee's oneness is manifested in his compassion for all conditioned souls. Bhagavad-gita says, pandita sama-darshina. Those who are learned see everyone's conditional life equally. Devotees are compassionate to every conditioned soul. and therefore they are known as apärakya-buddhi. Because devotees are learned and know that every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, they preach Krishna consciousness to everyone so that everyone may be happy. If a particular part of the body is diseased, the whole attention of the body goes to that part. Similarly, devotees care for any person who is forgetful of Krishna and therefore in material consciousness. The equal vision of the devotee is that he works to get all living entities back home, back to Godhead. Om-gyananandasya jnanasarapya chakshunmitam yena tasmai shri gurave namah vanchakalpatarubhischa kripasindhuvevacha patitanam pavibhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is an example of if there's any disease in any part of the body, the whole body takes care of that one part. So I felt this recently. I slammed my finger in the door and it really hurt. And my fingernail turned color like 5 times. Then it was like blue, then green, then orange. And then it turned black. And it was really painful underneath. It was cut underneath and everything. I was just always checking the nail, always. I was checking my finger all the time. I didn't worry about any parts of my body. Kept checking it. Then the nail started like peeling off a little bit, but it's still stuck on the nerve ending, so it still hurt. Every time I hit something or touch something. Playing cartels I couldn't play, so it was hurting too much. So yeah, eventually the nail came back and I gave it to Krishna. I gave it to him. And it's starting to grow back now. So now I don't care so much about it, it's healed. So the living entity is an eternal part and parcel of the Lord. Just like the example Prabhupada usually gives is that every part of the body is meant to serve the whole body. So the hand is supposed to get food to put it into the mouth so it can feed the stomach. So all the nutrients from that food can feed the whole body and the hand is perfectly active. But if the hand gets some cake or something, tries to enjoy it and eat it itself, then it won't get any nourishment whatsoever. In the Hindu Upadesh, there's a story of how all the bodily parts went on strike. They'll think, all right, we're going on strike, that's it. Down with the stomach. We want a pay rise. Why is the stomach getting everything? It's like the union, they go on strike. Why is the boss getting so much? We want more pay. You need to get our share. We're doing all the work. So the body parts are the same thing. The eyes are like, I'm looking for food everywhere. You know, if I don't exist and no one can see anything, nothing will happen. If I don't hear about food and how will the stomach get anything, the hands, the legs need to walk somewhere to get food. So they're all revolted. And they went, okay, we're going on strike. No more feeding the stomach. We'll take care ourselves, you know. So then when there was food, then like the hand tried to enjoy itself, squeeze it in, put it in its eye. The eyes try to enjoy food. The ears, you know, there's a process. You can't put it in any hole. You know. It says when the body's diseased, some people can't eat through the mouth, so they have to put through the anus. Like that, so they can nourish the body. But that's an unnatural way of feeding the body. There's a natural way of doing it. Eventually, all the bodily parts started getting weak and they were not working anymore. Like, what's going on? Okay, we better feed the stomach again. Then they started again, became happy, and everyone was fully nourished. Same way that if one wants to water a tree, if you water each leaf, branch, twig, it's not going to work properly. You have to water the root of the tree. And then every leaf, branch, twig gets full nourishment beyond their own capacity. So the living entity is an anandamaya vyasat. The reason why you do anything is just to be happy. No one works for distress. But still distress comes because they're not connecting to the source, the root of our existence. Krishna, the Supreme Personality. Godhead. The living entity is an eternal fragment, part and parcel. There's an intimate relationship there. You may think of an intimate relationship between mother and child. I remember this one because one time I was in Mauritius and then I got a phone call 3 o'clock in the morning and I answered, hello? And then I just see this. Someone's crying. It was my mother. When you gonna come home? I've been away for so long. And I was like, don't worry, Mom, I'll come home. Don't cry. It's okay. No, you come home now. This. So you can understand the intimate connection between the mother and the child. Your mom loves you so much, you know. Yeah, really. When you hit yourself, when you get pain, then the mother feels more distress than the child itself. And when the child is very happy and succeeding in life, the parents are more happy than the child itself. So that's just a bodily connection. But the connection with us and Krishna is even more intimate. More intimate. So that's why Krishna is so anxious to get us back to the spiritual world. That's the number one desire of Krishna. To bring us back home, for us to be happy. Nicho, nichina, no, chetanas, chetana, no. There's so many eternals, but that one eternal who is supplying everything we need, that's Krishna. Cares about us so much. And we don't realize that actually Krishna is making so many arrangements for us to come back to him. We have the deity form, we have the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have his pure devotees in all types of traditions. We have Srila Prabhupada, but even the other traditions, Lord Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Abraham, Lord Buddha, there's also Krishna's incarnation. You can see all over the world there's manifestations of God's mercy, of Krishna's mercy. So this verse is referring how the devotee does not see any difference between the Lord and the living entity or anything. Because everything is Krishna's energy, everything belongs to him. Everything is supposed to be used in his service. So this in the Upanishad it describes this ekatvam. Tvam means thus and eka means one. So there's 3 aspects of it. The first one is quality, that the living entity is Satchidananda, just like Krishna himself, Satchidananda. And the second one is in desire and enjoyment. Enjoyment is that when Krishna enjoys, then we enjoy. That's the best way to enjoy yourself. If you like to party, have fun, Krishna's supreme enjoyment. There's no better person to party with. This is what the same level of enjoyment. And desire is that if we make our same desire the same as Krishna's, then we are fully realized actually. That's what the pure devotee, he has no separate desire from Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord Nrsingadev came out, he asked him, okay, I came for you, now you ask for a benediction, I'll give you whatever you want. He goes, what? I'm not a merchant. This is not a business deal that I pray to you or remember you so you can give me something. No, I'm just your servant. You know, I'm just serving you out of love. This is my greatest happiness. But you gotta ask for something. Okay, then deliver my father. Deliver this demon. He doesn't know better, you deliver him. Don't worry, not just your father, 7 generations after and before are delivered. So, okay. But what do you want? He's pushing again and again. Something for you. Well, for me, nothing. I can always remember you. There's not a problem. I can always remember your holy name. But what about all these other fallen conditions? You can't think of you. That's right. So the Vishnu was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that also. But for you, what do you want? And there was this number. He said, give me the service of your servant, Narada Muni, my spiritual master. This is what I want. So again, this whole pastime of the Daksha sacrifice is touching on pride, the pride of Daksha. But the pride of a disciple is the instruction of the spiritual master. That's what it means to live a life of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavat Sevya. On a class on the prayers of Queen Kunti, Srila Prabhupada, he said that there's two types of Bhagavatams. There's the book Bhagavad, which we have here, you read and hear about Bhagavatam, and there's also the person Bhagavad, the spiritual master, the pure devotee. So then, when one is either engaged in the instruction of the spiritual master, or hearing and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, then that is Nityam Bhagavat Sevya. Then he'll be fully happy. There will be nothing beyond his happiness. So what has that got to do with trying to help the other conditioned souls? So when one is in the mode of passion, knowledge in the mode of passion means that you see bodies differently. Okay, he's an Indian body, it's a German body, so maybe better give mercy to the Indian, or maybe treat him differently. Or he's in an animal body, or in a tree body, you know. But no, everyone has a connection with Krishna. Everyone is an eternal servant of Krishna. In a discussion with Haridas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya asked, well, okay, so this holy name can deliver all persons, but what about the non-moving living entities, like trees? How do you deliver them? He says, the holy name will do it. But how do they chant? They've got no mouths. Because no, when you go through with the Harinam Sankirtan through the street, the echo is their chanting. The echo is their chanting. So this is, when we come through the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyakta Kari, Bhagavate Kaha Bara Kali Yuga Dhamma Nama Sankirtana Sar. That the Srimad Bhagavatam is constantly revealing Bara again and again that the essence of the Yuga, the Kali Yuga Dhamma is Nam Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan. That is the essence. The Harinam Sankirtan, the Yuga Dhamma is glorified from beginning to end. Even the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada could have put anything there, but it was the life of Lord Chaitanya. That is the life of Srimad Bhagavatam. So when one performs the Yuga Dhamma, then that is real pandita, sama-darshina. For some reason, you go on some other level when you're dancing, chanting, you're super happy. When you're like mental or you're a bit depressed, you don't feel like helping anyone. Who cares about them? I got my own problems. But when you start doing chanting and dancing, like even for us, in the beginning, we're kind of like, oh, why are we out here? I'm tired. I could have slept a bit longer. I'm a bit hungry, But you just push through it, and then like after half an hour, people start to join in, or like you see someone, he's like in a different mood, and then he just wakes up, and then suddenly he's like, you've made his day. For example, this is the only story I remember, but you probably heard it before. I don't care. I'll tell you anyway. So we're in New York City, and we did a big Harinam in Times Square. It's like the den of Maya. You just see Coca-Cola signs and lights everywhere, McDonald's in every corner, Mickey Mouse in every corner, Spider-Man is everywhere. And there's these like guys, topless, the muscle men, they're doing push-ups all the time. And there's like it's just a circus really. It's like if you walked into the internet as a city, that would be Times Square. Yeah, it's like completely distracting like anything. And like you do Harinam in there, you can't space out. You have to like rip it non-stop, and you have to concentrate on the holy name, otherwise you get caught by mind. It's like full battle zone. It's like some video game when you're like in like this huge war zone, and you're like, all right, we've got our mridangas, we've got our cartels, all right, let's come out of the train station, So after that, we took the train back, and back to the ashram, and we were doing kirtan on the train as well. So the person who was leading, he was leading a very soft melody, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, yes, now you can clap that. It hasn't come yet. So there was a guy next to him, and he was like some homeless drunk guy, and he's like, he was swearing at us, you Hare Krishnas, you better get off the next platform. That's it, you're useless. Stop making noise. And we're like, all right, whatever. He just kept chanting. And then you know, after one stop, he's like getting angry again. You know, you guys better get off the next stop, someone's gonna get hurt. I'm like, okay, we kept chanting anyway. So then he gets up and he gets into the face of the lead singer. He's playing accordion, and he's like this, and we're thinking, oh, he's gonna hit him. If he's gonna touch him, we'll be ready. And then he gets in his face like this, and he goes, you better stop. And then the singer, he got a bit scared, so then he just goes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, like this. And he goes, look at you, you're not even chanting anymore. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, you're not singing anymore. What is this? And then he sat back down, and then he started swearing at us in the tune. So then he's like, you Hare Krishnas better get off now, or else I'll kill you. Like this. Somehow we still kept playing, I don't know why. So Vishnu starts playing the drum louder, and he goes, you're finished, you know? And then Gora Karina usually does books on the train as well. He's going up and down the carriage, and he's like, yeah, book. And then he blows his vuvuzela, this South African horn, he goes, and he goes, you're finished, you know? I play cartels like, you're finished. If you don't get off the next stop, someone's gonna get hurt, like this. And so the whole carriage is watching, it's full of people. They're watching this guy giving us a hard time, see what happens. So then one African-American guy sits across from this crazy guy. And this guy, he starts pulling his hat down, and he starts to turn red. He's tensing up, he's starting to turn red, like this. You know, and then like we're watching him, and especially this African-American man is looking at him like this. And as he's holding it, then a small smile starts to creep up from under his hat. And then this African-American guy, he came ecstatic. He was like, he saw that something is happening. And then he starts running up the carriage. He goes, they're changing him. They're changing him. You know, and then like he lifts his head out, this big smile, you know. And then we give him a mantra card. And then it's like time for a response. And go, okay, you chant. And he goes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The whole carriage just explodes in applause, and everything like, woo, like this, you know. And then he took over the kirtan, he just started singing like this, he started smiling, and everyone's like, this African, he couldn't believe it, he was like shocked. He's like, they changed it, can you believe it? Like, they changed it. He was shocked, you know, everyone was like so happy. They saw this guy transform from like a super envious demon to like pure devotee. In like 15 minutes, we got off at our stop, pulls out a bottle of gin, he's like, like this. And we say goodbye to him like this. So yeah, it happens every day. Every time we go out, then you see this change in the heart of people. You see this spark in their eyes that it's like, yes, this is something different. This is something that I really want in life. Yeah, I'm doing so many things, I never got it. And then these guys just simply rock up, sing a song, and then I felt something I never felt before. Like at the Sinkila festival, you know, we did Rath Yatra. This is like something else. To do it in the middle of this festival, it's the biggest free music festival in Australia. 500,000 people come for this festival. And for them to actually, because you only come for sense gratification, that leads to suffering. You know, so for them to see Jagannath, my God, in Soweto Rath Yatra, you know, it's like a township, like a very bad, not anymore, but it used to be a bad area. Yeah, because Nelson Mandela, he's from there, so they made it a tourist attraction. Now the prices have gone up and everyone wants to move there. And, you know, but before it used to be like run down and, you know, lots of crime and people very poor. Kadamba Kamaraj was telling, they had Kavi Chandramaraj come on the Rath Yatra. And they used to distribute like fruits, like bananas and oranges from the cart, just throw them out like this. Just throw them out, kids would catch them and everything like this. So they ran out of fruits, So then Kavi Chandra starts, like, there's all decorations on the cart, like with oranges and pineapples and trees and all these things. And he starts ripping off the different decorations, the oranges, starts distributing decorations like this, just giving out the message like this. And they get one, in Kadamba Karmaraj got a pineapple, and then he give it to like one old mama, give it to her, and they're like, "Is this for us?" Like, yeah, a whole pineapple, yeah, it is. Like this. And it touches the heart. And I remember dancing in front of the car in Rath Yatra, and you see Jagannath, because it's like a bumpy road, you see Jagannath like sort of, dancing to the beat a little bit, And then everyone's so happy, they get into their dancing. It's no, like when it's time for kirtan, nothing else matters, You sweat it out, you don't care, whole kurta is all like drenched, we don't care, we're gonna dance. And then I got this realization that Jagannath is the most important person because he makes everyone happy. That's why he's the most important person. That's why we should always be with him. He makes everybody happy. Everybody. So this is the way we connect people to him. It's a full festival. Like Kali Yuga, everyone's degraded, like anything. They're waiting for the weekend to party at the pubs, at the bars, at the nightclubs, at the music festival, drink it all, take whatever drugs. That's majority of people. So then we come with the Hare Krishna party, with the Harinam Sankirtan, and there was like couple of new boys that came with us, and there's like, I've been to a lot of parties, and I took on some like heavy drugs, and drank quite a lot. Here I didn't drink nothing, I didn't take any drugs, but I've never been to a party like this. I've never been to a party. How is this possible? Is this something else? They can experience it. Kali Yuga is full of faults. Nothing works. Kali Yuga. Everything is like faulty. Anything that's not connected to Krishna is faulty. Anything not connected to Harinam saying is faulty. The only good quality is chanting and dancing. In Lord Chaitanya's way. This is the only quality. And the thing is that like this verse is talking about compassion. Like, I feel sorry for them. Oh, they're good. And then you're like, alright, it's marathon. Alright, let's do book distribution proper. And then you feel like, I really have to stop people. It's really hard. It's confronting for ourselves, You got to sort of be safe and stay in the temple, stay indoors, stay in the house program, indoors. And then you'll stay, like this. But you need to get this higher taste, even within Krishna consciousness. Vishya vinivatanta nirhasidehina rasarajan rasapiyasya padam disvanatate. The yogi, even though he's trying to restrain the senses, that sense enjoyment, that taste for sense enjoyment still remains. But by experiencing a higher taste, he's fixed in Krishna consciousness. He's fixed in as I am a spirit soul, as an eternal servant of Krishna. So even within Krishna consciousness, we're not fully surrendered. We still have some desire for material enjoyment. It doesn't matter. Material desires is not a big deal for us. And my spiritual master says, okay, you just put those material desires in a box, put it aside, and then continue on with our service, and continue on chanting, continue on with our service, more and more, reading, hearing. Don't worry, you can do that later. And then you come back to that box of material desires, and half of them are gone. And especially when you do lots of chanting. I remember doing only like twice a week Harinam when I was staying in the ashram. And now we're doing every day. Last 6 years been every day. At least 3 or 4 hours. Like if it's a Rath Yatra, like I remember we did a Rath Yatra in Lima, and we did 10 hours of Harinam. That was intense. Because they organized in such a way, they had like before the Rath Yatra, there's like a Maha Harinam in the center of the city. But the Rath Yatra was in another park where many people sort of do like breakdancing and skateboarding and rollerblading. So we do, the drive to the center of the city was 1 hour. So we did kirtan on the drive there. Then we did 2 hours of Harinam within the center of the city. Then the park where it was another 1 hour away. And we kept the kirtan on the bus there. And then as we came, we were waiting for the procession to begin, so we just kept chanting. And then the procession began, we did the procession where Prahladananda Swami was there. And then there was a big stage show, straight to the stage, doing kirtan up there. And then coming back to the bus, we had to get 2 buses. One that comes to the center of the city again, then we had to wait for it. What else are you gonna do? You have to chant more. And then take another ride back. After, the Harinam is like that. Because sort of like when you do japa, you don't want to do so much. You do like 16, done, I'm out here, I'm finished. It's like a countdown. It's like, 1, 2, 3, you hit 16, ding, and it's like, yeah, ecstasy, I finished. And when it's kirtan, it's also good, but we only get, like, say in the morning, it's like, say 15 minutes, like Hare Krishna Kirtan after Guru Puja or after the Guru Astakam prayers. It's like 10 minutes of Hare Krishna chanting. So you're sort of into it, you didn't really get into it, and it's already Jaya Mushampara Pahamsava, you're already down. Even festivals, you may get 2 hours of chanting, but still when it comes to standing up, there's not much room, everyone's sitting down, there's mats around. But for some reason, Harinam, it can only minimum be 2 hours. And then after 2 hours, that's when you get into the mind's like gone, mental platforms disappear, and then you start getting into it. Let alone if you do like more, like for 5 hours, 6 hours. Then it's like, all right, we've gone too far now, let's just keep going. So this whole thing of following Lord Chaitanya with this Harinam Sankirtan, going to the streets, it's actually, you're on this pathway back to Godhead. This is my meditation. We're just like, every time we're on the street going back to Godhead, we're just going closer and closer. And then anyone who joins in, we're like dragging them along as well, closer and closer. It's so powerful. When people just see it. And now, it's never been so powerful before with like everyone's smartphone. It's the best online preaching you can do. Online preaching now is quite mainstream. Everyone's doing online preaching. Share this, share that, share this. But when we share something, only Hare Krishna see it, right? It's only your friends who see it. And it's usually like devotees. That's it. They already know how to do it. Yeah. But when the people on the street film the Harinam, they share with their friends. And that's like another audience. For example, we were in South Africa, and we did a Harinam in Cape Town. And we were really tired. It was kind of like, we were just standing on one corner and like there. And there was a Muslim couple that were there, and they came through and they took a video of it, and they looked very happy. And I was thinking, all right, I should approach them, maybe, with a book or seed, something. Talk to them. But then I was like, nah, they're really enjoying the Harinam. Let me just kick back and just do this. All right. And then, I remember that time, we were like kind of bored and stuff. We were just doing it. It was like, sometimes it's like that. But, it doesn't matter whether you do it heaven or hell, you'll go back. So then, we're taking another flight out of South Africa. And we're going through a busy Johannesburg airport. So we're going from one flight to another. As we're going to the next flight, we see the same couple. I recognize them, and they recognize us. They go, oh, we remember you in Cape Town. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, what you're doing is very good. I took a video of what, and I sent it to all my family in Saudi Arabia. They're from Saudi Arabia. All my family and friends, they all saw this. What you're doing is very good. You just keep it up like this. So you can't preach in Saudi Arabia. Now you can. When you're on the streets doing Harinam Sankirtan. You don't, like Melbourne's a very international city. There's immigrants from like 200, 300 countries. So if they see a big party that they're joining into, especially Muslims, once they see the Harinam, they're already there, they're like dancing and everything. They love it more than anyone, really, sometimes, especially in the Gold Coast, you see them. And then, you know, there's so many Chinese coming through, so you cannot preach in mainland China. It's still like underground. But all these students are coming from there, and they're filming the Harinam and joining it also. So it's reaching out to another level. Never before has like this mercy has gone out. And it's totally designed for Kali Yuga, this type of preaching. Going out on the street and just dancing and chanting and pulling people in. It's amazing. It's exactly what the Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about. You know, they're living a faulty life, but finally they get this good quality out of this ocean of material existence. This connection to Krishna. They finally get to remember Krishna. And this is how the material disease is completely absorbed. That's how they fully experience happiness. And then you too get more happiness from seeing them happy. Para-dukkha dukkha. You actually become that type of person that's fully compassionate for others. Because you're experiencing a higher happiness. You're getting so much nectar from the service. So that's why we come through different temples, because actually at the moment it's quite rare to have daily Harinam in a temple or in any city. In the old days, where so many people were joining in, there was so much Harinam Sankirtan. And nowadays there's not so much and not so many people are joining. So we need to step it up a bit. I hear soon they'll be starting like a third day on Saturdays. So for those who are working during the week, you can come for that one too. We're going to do the White Night on Saturday night. And pretty much the whole Victoria comes for this one. They close up the whole city so people can see these lights in this building. But how long can you see these lights for? It's boring. Really, yeah. So they need some engagement. They need something to do. So we'll start, in the evening, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. And they'll just be looking for something to do. And we'll be that something. We'll be their party. We'll be their real night where it gets lit up out of darkness. We'll take them out of the darkness to the light. And this is our movement. It's fun. It's not hard. Anyone can do it, any age, even like someone is bringing their dog for Harinam as well. No problem. Everyone's invited. There's no qualification. Even if you don't dance, just chant. No problem. It's gonna help. It's gonna take part. So the point is, the easiest way, the most sublime way to show compassion to those who have forgotten Krishna is to give them the holy name. And then you always have an adventure like this New York City one. You can have your Melbourne adventures, and you can tell me the story. So I'll stop here if there's any comments or questions. Yes, Ruth.
Thank you for a very nice class. I have one question. I send a lot of videos and things to my friends where I grew up and like that. I'm just meeting many devotees around the world where they say, you guys are the Harinam-Ruchi, you guys are amazing, what you're doing, the way you guys do it, and it seems like they don't feel like it's something that they need. That's what I'm working. You can speak on that. The same what the verse is saying is anyone with average intelligence, means everyone here.
Yeah. Actually, no, yeah, like you said, there's like an excuse that can come up. Okay. All right, I can, it's a very sensitive subject, but the only way, because the thing is, like, I also get an excuse like, oh, I'm not pure enough, I'm not like you, Prabhu. I'm not qualified to go. That's your qualification. The point is that if you understand you're disqualified, you go. That's real humility. That's your only shelter in Kali Yuga. So then there's that lack of knowledge. And then we have so much in the scripture. Chaitanya Charitamrita, you see them. It's an amazing pastimes. Most of it is just dancing, chanting, and then they jump in the ocean in Puri, then have a big feast and rest. Do it again. You have ocean here. You can have full pastimes with Lord Chaitanya here and now. To just do massive harinams in Kilda, wherever, jump in the ocean. Then there's always prasadam, so much feasting here. And then take a rest, do it again. So it's not like it's not accessible. It is. The only reason I can see from scripture, because I was looking for this. I know many devotees. Tuja Pradamba, he was there when I was trying to ask devotees, yeah, come on, it's the best, I would try, Prabhu. Definitely I will come. So anyway, it's another story. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it talks about this storehouse of love of God, and it was broken open by the Panchatattva. And they drank up all that nectar of love of God, and they distributed themselves like this. It was like a flood of love of God, a flood. And it said, there's a list of fallen people, like pretending brahmacharis, fruitive workers, cheating sannyasis, like a whole list of cheating, like fallen people in Kali Yuga. Meat eaters, yanamas, malechas. So then the next verse says that, okay, this flood drowned all these people. They all got drowned in this flood of love of Godhead through the Harinam Sankirtan by the Panchatattva. But two types of people were floating on the surface. They didn't drown, which is impersonalists and mayavadis. So then it clicked in here. It's like, okay, even for us, we're not doing 24 hours or 10 hours. Still, our realization is not as strong. Because the 6 Goswamis were always dancing and chanting. So, what is the difference? Is that there's impersonalism in the heart still. There's mayavadi in the heart still. That doesn't bring you out. Because I remember seeing devotees when I was like 10 years old in the city. I was thinking, these guys are useless. They're just a bunch of white Hindus white people trying to be Hindu. They just smoke drugs. There's some cult, that's all. That's what I thought about Hare Krishnas. That's exactly my honest feeling towards them. Only when I read Prabhupada's books, then I understood how important Harinam Sankirtan was. Then I felt, okay, then I need to do this. So then I remember hearing from my spiritual master, a Prabhupada disciple, he had a conversation with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was saying that, I was in the spiritual world with Krishna, and he said, all right, I want you to go to the material world and preach. And then Prabhupada, he said, no, I don't like austerity, I don't want to go. And Krishna said, no, don't worry, you just write books and I'll help you out. So then if you look at Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra, Namaste Saraswati Devi, he's representing Saraswati Thakur, he's representing the Parampara, Lord Chaitanya. He's their servant. Gauravani Pracharine, he's preaching Gauravani, the message of Lord Gauranga, which is Harinama, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalo, Nasteva, 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 Katiyamita, Kirtana, Sara, Hari. To always chant, this is the only thing about it, Kevalam, means only. Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pasidade Shaitanya. He's delivering the West from Nirvisesha Sunya, voidism and impersonalism. How is he delivering? Through these books. That was the main service for him, translating Srimad Bhagavatam. To root out so much garbage that comes from impersonalism and mayavada. Why is it always referring to mayavadis? This verse can easily be interpreted as that we are God, that we are all one. Very easily. But Prabhupada in the purpose says, no, the part and the whole are not the same. And the part must serve the whole. This is what this verse is establishing. Personalism. Bhagavan realization is the highest. So by rooting that out, one can get that that push towards performing the Yuga Dharma, to chant incessantly. That is from my little experience and research, that's what I've found, is the only reason why it stops us from taking part in the Yuga Dharma, from having faith. And then just by taking part, then you get more faith and more realization. It's not like you get realization, then go. You do it, then you get realization. So I don't know if it answers the question completely, but I hope that it's okay. Yeah? Okay. Yes.
If a meditator does japa and again eat, so does he get reaction?
If he eats meat?
If a meditator does japa and again eat meat, does he get reaction?
Yes. He does get reaction, but if he continues to chant japa, he can give up meat eating. If he continues to keep chanting. If he's trying to chant to get rid of the reaction, then it doesn't work. Then he's a rascal, then he gets punished. But if he's like trying to purify himself, but he still can't give it up, eventually he'll give it up if he keeps chanting. The point is to keep chanting, no matter what happens. Yeah. Yeah, you see some on the Harinam, you see a guy with a burger and a beer and a cigarette in his hand, and then you go up to him, Hare Krishna, and he's like, Hare Krishna, all this meat in his mouth and everything, somehow, you know. So there's like another level, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda are still delivering people, even though they're so fallen, you know. Like we mostly do bars and restaurants and stuff and make them clap and dance and yell the holy name. It's quite amazing that the mercy still cuts through. But Chaitanya still forced them to chant, make it happen, you know. So always chant. These meat eaters, even vegetarians should chant Hare Krishna. Vegans, chant Hare Krishna. Just because you're vegetarian doesn't mean you shouldn't chant Hare Krishna. You should also. Everybody. Huh? Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Over Brahmananda.